Here we go, Kami versus YG FRAG, awesome FRAG. Here we go, guys. So this is going to be our determination for the third place match. We're going to see some very interesting things here. It looks like Kamikaze is running a striker rip and fin. With this map having so many water obstacles, it is going to be incredibly valuable for them to have these cards in play, especially to deal with. Looks like there's a little bit of a desync issue here, as we know that some of these arenas and matches have some distance issues, and that appears to be what is going on right here, right now. But he is still getting the frags here. Rip and Fin is still alive. That bunker is going to be very difficult to get him out of, as he can really just hang out there and just keep bouncing off the roof, staying alive. Suki comes into play here. Suki does do huge damage on direct impacts and has knockback. And in this particular situation, it's going to be incredibly valuable to have that on your team. Like I said, tons of water hazards. Another big pick, but the Rip and Fin wave does come through, and Suki's ultimately really gets her out of trouble, and she is going to clean up the lollipop here, I think, eventually. There it comes, the lollipop frag for Suki. And now Suki has issued the attack command. Kamikaze has to get on the offense here. He is down by 200 approximately. But there's a snow in play, and the striker misses the home run swing. That would have been an awesome one. Get that drive-by out of here. The striker does not do a lot of damage very quickly, so this primary fire on this card is kind of tough, and it's going to cause issues here with the overall timing for the eliminations. He is going to be able to get back out here and out of his troublesome area and start to float around once again with striker. Attack command is issued again by Kamikaze, who is now down by 300 points in this particular match. Awesome match thus far. He's going to get the quick frag here onto Nexo's striker, which is awesome, but now everybody has come through. Lollipop and Rip and Fin hanging out here. Rip and Fin wave does bounce striker there temporarily, who is now looking for the cleanup kills, but both towers are down for Kamikaze. He has to reset here and regroup, get these cards off the field, and get some of his cards on the attack. As you guys know, anytime a new map comes out in FRAG, the cards do get sometimes confused, but they get it figured out. He's just trying to get rid of the Rip and Fin here, and Rip and Fin is finally down. This is going to give him the chance to get the defensive switch here and get the respawns going. Striker does just miss the swing on the snow, but the snow is low, so he should clean this up, and now it's go time, guys. We are within striking distance, 50-point difference. No difference. Advantage Kamikaze. Advantage Kamikaze. Here we go. He's just keeping cards out of play here. Huge home run swing on the Oscar for the win. What a match by Kamikaze. GG's. That's third place for the Fallen. Thank you, guys. Here we go with Shigami versus Nexo. As you'll notice in this particular event, it's 5 of the same characters. We have 5 Shrooms versus 5 Queen Booms. This is going to be an interesting matchup. These two characters are actually a lot closer due to the range differences between them that people might think. I think Shrooms, here he come already. This Shrooms flood with that health regen has gotten to one of the towers. It is doing huge damage. It is very hard to get Shrooms off whenever he is constantly healing. Oh, let me pop my ult. Let me pop my ultimate. You cannot kill me in this game mode. Shrooms is getting through here and just doing massive damage on the towers. This is going to be very interesting to see. Can Nexo get Shigami off of these towers? Both these players obviously playing with their representing their respective teams. It is going to be very interesting here to see how this match goes. And there's still, there we go, more Shrooms ult. He has not gotten Shrooms off of the tower. Shrooms is getting a lot of damage, and he is down by 1,300 points. That is a huge problem. With 1,500 points at one point here, guys, that is a huge problem. He has to break pressure. If he can break pressure, Queen Boom's mobility and damage output and range can work. But right now, Shrooms, he just hasn't been able to get the frags fast enough. The frags are not coming through, and Shrooms is always in position to back up Shrooms. Another fast ultimate ability, and back up to the tower. Nexo versus Shigami, one-on-one, Shrooms versus Queen Boom. He ends up changing tactics and just going for some additional tower damage. Probably the right thing to do. Queen Boom usually wins that fight in a heads-up engagement. But once again, there is a Queen Boom now on Shigami's side of the field, and Shigami has to come back and play defense. He is waiting. He sees Queen Boom is down here in position. He's going to pop ult. There it comes again. And now he has to get this Queen Boom elimination. If he cannot get it, he does get the Queen Boom off of his towers, and now he has Shrooms in position. We're at 700 to 21. It looks like Shigami is going to take this match and finish this round of the tournament. Here he comes, getting the easy tower damage, and picks up the win over Nexo. GG's to Shigami. Here we are in the grand finals, guys. We have Vernand versus Laza right now happening. The lineups are going to be very interesting. We're going to see a lot of interesting ultimate ability usage here, as there is a way to get some unlimited ultimate abilities in the newer game modes, as well as the new map with FRAG Pro Shooter. So as we can see here, Vernand is trying to get the cleanup on the Asuka, but Laza comes through with the Rip and Fin there and does bump him way out of position. Once again, though, the quick switch to the Asuka with the ultimate ability use gets Vernand over to Laza's tower and is now getting damage done to that tower. Marco Polo is in play, but the Shark Surf is up, and here it comes. He is going to be bullying that Marco Polo around with that card. He's got to get the Lollipop cleaned up. You can't let that card sit on your tower. Now he rotates over to the Asuka again. This is a very consistent card, and it is a pain to kill. As you guys see at level 12, 2100 health in play, and back on the Marco Polo playing defense. Very good defensive switch here from Vernand as he waits and waits and waits, trying to get spawn control from Laza, who is very good at keeping pretty consistent pressure. Rip and Fin is all alone at the other side of the tower here, and it's just doing consistent damage there as well. Once again, though, Asuka is still alive on Laza's side of the field. Got to play some defense, Laza. I know you know that, but you've got to remember, Marco Polo does get the Rip and Fin cleanup eventually on his side of the field. Is now going to push up and try to get some health, and then he's going to come back and play defense with that Marco Polo meatball. But it does look like Laza saw him with the Lollipop. He does get free back, though, to get the Asuka off of his tower without Laza getting the elimination on his Marco Polo. He does go to the Lollipop switch here. This switch was a little too late in my personal opinion. I suspect Laza's going to get the cleanup kill, and yes, there it comes. Right now we have Laza cleaning up the Quetzal as well, but he does get the shield on Quetzal, who then hits the volleyball to get Laza away from him, and this is going to give him the possibility to get that tower. A quick switch back on the defense, get the Surf Shark out of there, and there he goes. Marco Polo with the easy cleanup, back trying to get on the offense, but they are gone. He's going to go back to Marco Polo, use the meatball here to try and keep Rip and Fin from tearing his tower apart. Laza is coming through with the Lollipop, though, through mid, and on this new map guide, there are so many different angles of approach for defensive and offensive attacks that it is very difficult to keep on one side. But Laza does get bumped off the map by the Suki here, and now he goes for the cleanup on the Asuka of Laza with his Lollipop. He did get hit with a slowdown from the Suki of Laza as well, though. Up on top, pushing across. As you'll see, guys, the new tier system here with this map, once again, very interesting and a lot of fun, especially for those cards that have not back with all that water in play. He gets the cleanup with the Asuka. This should give Asuka a tower if she can get there and get the job done. He misses the... Oh, no, he does hit the meatball. Huge damage and gets the win. Game 1 goes to Vernand. Let's get into game number 2. Here we go with game number 2, Laza versus Vernand again. This time we're going to hop on board with Laza as he is going to get on this crystal and use the crystal ultimate ability Slam to splash his way across the arena. As you can see, this is huge damage, 200 on every impact, pretty much unlimited flight. I don't know if it's meant to be like this, but the new frag is going to be insane. Volume 4, new map, new game modes. This is what we're looking into, guys. Limited ultimate abilities. Wow. And he finally gets taken down by a sombrero bomb of all things. He does get the Fragenstein, though, and the Fragenstein does do a ton of damage and can take a pounding from pretty much everything on the field. Back on defense, as any good player should do. He's resetting now, and he's just going to temporarily try to stop the push from his opponent. And Ferdinand is coming over with the crystal, trying to do the exact same thing with the huge amounts of splash damage that card deals out. He did get the health pack with the Marco, keeping the Marco alive longer. Here comes the splash effect from Crystal again by Laza. Going for that Dan, but with Dan having the infinite heal, essentially, where he can just spam the healing abilities, that's going to make him very hard to do. He does mess up his splash there a little bit. He's trying to get through the window. Very good try, but he is going to get Crystal over there to the tower, and back on defense with the Marco Polo meatball to clean up Dan the man. He is going to also clean up Pumpkin Pete with another Marco Polo meatball. Lots at stake here and lots at play. He is now looking to reset here and get away from the crystal. Will he be able to preserve his Marco Polo? He ends up switching just to Fragenstein. This is going to cause Vernand to have to come back and play defense because Fragenstein is not an easy kill no matter how you flip the coin. And he gets the Fraggle Marco Polo and the Hannibal switch. No bubble, and Crystal is back in play for Laza. This game is going to be very tight. There is literally only an 11-point difference between these two players. Very evenly matched in game number 2, whereas in game number 1, we had Vernand run away with it a little bit. but now he is back on the offensive side, getting the tower damage. But Fernandez also on his towers. If you look slowly, both of his towers are ticking away as Fernandez splashing down, just killing his cards on his side of the field. Marco Polo back in play, though. This will give him a chance to use the meatball again. And a press. He gets Pete and Dan. And Crystal's still in play, but that Cypher hack is going to come in and does stun the Crystal from being able to do the Eliminus bounce. He does get the quick switch and split pushes with Hannibal going to B and his Frankenstein coming to tower no A. So this is going to give him at least one tower if he sticks to it. I assume he will. There goes tower number 1. He did switch almost a little bit too early there, but he did get the final shot on. Just time Frankenstein hack. Cypher hack back in play. Now back to the Crystal. Time to become the puddle of death. Splash. Here we go again. Splash. Can we get another one? Nope. Let's get the tower out of here. And let's go back up top. You'll notice that the tower on this one is up on the second story, much like it is in the other maps. Now he's going to look for a quick splash here again and go for one more tower shot. He was centered a little low, though, so he didn't get the free 2 tower damage. He is back on defense with Marco. It is close, guys. We have 89 to 100. This is going to be a very tight game. Frags are going to add up here. Now Laza in the lead, 89 to 29. He has to get the Crystal off the field in order to get this thing. The Crystal is going to get the tower here, and the meatball is going to miss. He makes a quick switch to Crystal. He's going to come back up top, and he splashes down and gets the second Crystal elimination for the win. Game number 2 goes to Laza. Wow! Here we are at the rubber match, guys. Laza versus Fernand. We're back on board with Fernand here for the final game of the series. This will determine who is our FRAG champion for Volume 4. They will be the Elite Company, and he starts off with a Pumpkin Pete. Quick ultimate ability pop here. He should get a frag here if he can hit his tracking, but he's struggling with the tracking greatly on the Crystal. You can't blame whenever Crystal's leapfrogging around like that. The Pumpkin Pete does get through, as does Dan, and Dan is in a really good place right now, and due to his constant health regen, he's going to be very hard to take care of. And what we're going to see here is a Marco Polo, hopefully a cleanup, otherwise Fernand is going to find himself 500 points in the black already, or the red, whichever you want to call it. But right now, there's a bunch of sombrero bombs coming Laza's way. Will Laza be able to recover? He's back on Crystal, hitting those leapfrogs. It is so strong. You're going to see a lot of leapfrogging now from both of these guys as we work our way through this. Here comes the splash. He misses the splash. Laza falls. No, the sombrero falls off. Laza does sneak through here and is just leapfrogging around. He's trying to hit a counter frog on the Crystal. We have Crystal versus Crystal action going on right now, and the game is struggling to keep up. Crystals everywhere and nowhere at the exact same time. The Cypher hack comes through, and Laza does get the elimination. Fernand does recover, though, with a quick Pete ult. And he does get the kill on the Dan. Right now, Hannibal and Frankenstein have gotten through, though. That is not a good combination of cards to have on your bunker. But Pumpkin Pete once again pops ultimate ability and starts getting regen and damage on that Hannibal. Quickly and surely. Didn't you see Laza save himself, though, with the Crystal ultimate ability? He tries to get him in the Pumpkin Pete ability, but does not quite happen. He's got to get the Frankenstein off of his towers. He is in a bad way right now, being down almost 700 points to Laza. Not one of the people you want to be down to, but he does get the frag there with Pumpkin Pete. Here we go, on to the next one. And he's back to leapfrogging with Crystal, while his characters do start to do substantial damage on to Laza's towers. Laza, though, is still on his side of the field, getting easy damage on C tower, but because it is not double time, he can let him live around there a little bit, and that's exactly what he does. Down comes the Crystal wall. He's trying to get back to his base right now. He's waiting for a Marco Polo to pop up. There he is. Now here comes the switch, I'm sure. Marco Polo back in play. Does get the cleanup kills. Got to play a little defense. He knows this is going to be tight. He is down now by 400 points. He has closed the gap by 200. Cypher has made his way up, but the Marco Polo meatball hits home, and he's back on Crystal, hitting the frogs. He is looking and looking and looking. Gets a quick health pack, back to 500 health, and now is going to start to try and hit those double time damage. Fernandez is very much in a winnable situation here if he can keep his Crystal on his beat. Once again, though, Laza does have his crystal up, but Sombrero Mines do clean it up. That means it's just Tower, C left, and we're going to have a race to the finish. Laza versus Vernand. Vernand is down slightly, and it's going to depend on who gets the defensive respawn. It does look like Marco Polo's in position, and the meatball comes through, and Vernand wins. Vernand wins game number 3 against Laza. Congratulations, Vernand. Do you hear it? Listen very closely. That's the sound of FRAG Pro Shooter Volume 4 tournament hosted by yours truly. Take a look at this. You just read that right. We are talking the finals. 3rd place, 2nd place, and 1st place. Who will be the new FRAG champion and join the elite company of people like myself, Space Unicorn? It's gonna rain. Who is gonna get that official title? What team is gonna bring this home? And for reference, these are the teams that we still have in play. We have Dead on Arrival, and they will be facing the Fallen for the 3rd place spot. And then for the 1st and 2nd place match, we have the one you all wanted. We have Rise of Gods versus Heroes of Garuda. Let's not waste any time. This match you're looking at right now happened earlier today between Shigami and Nexo, and this was a fun, chaotic match of nothing but the same card on your side of the field. Awesome match, very quick. I will tell you, the overall this match came down to the health pool and the regen from the shrooms on Shigami's side, leading to a victory for him over Nexo and helping ROG out with their placement. Let's not waste any time and get into our 3rd place match between the Fallen and Dead on Arrival. Here we go, guys. Our 3rd place champion is going to be between these two teams. We have the Fallen versus DOA, Dead on Arrival, and the match is between Kamikaze and Top Gun. So here we go. Kamikaze starting off with the Striker. Looks like we have some minor connection issues going on here. Striker does not do a ton of damage, but that home run effect on this map is going to be strong, as is that Rip and Fin tidal wave. And as you can see, the AI is a little confused. That is perfectly normal for a new update. That'll be all sorted out quickly. Now, he does have Rip and Fin inside the tower here, which is going to allow him to cause big damage to Top Gun here. Kamikaze should be able to sit in here and get, yep, there he goes, get a quick few eliminations. Suki should be able to clean up Rip and Fin as long as he plays around this tower, and it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. These are going to be some high-quality players that we have here in the arena, as expected. Gets the cleanup. No, he doesn't get the cleanup. Yes, he does get the cleanup on Rip and Fin, and now he's going to go for the cleanup on Lollipop. He just has to hit the shot. Come on, hit the shot. Kamikaze gets the elimination on Lollipop. He is now going to try to get on the offensive. He does have cards on respawn. He does have some fast cards on respawn, but right now, Top Gun has gotten cards through, and Snow is causing havoc. You'll notice that Top Gun ducks his head down there with Snow. Reason for that is it prohibits headshot damage from the back. It is a very simple thing that most people don't do, and only the high-level players will do this on a regular basis. And he just used the Snow to knock Kamikaze's Rip and Fin off the map. It is going to be up to Kamikaze here to get the cleanup. Right now, Striker's primary fire does not do a ton of damage against same level cards, but he's playing him for the home run capabilities and the fire rate. Once it hits max, he will be able to get rid of these cards. That's down, but then here comes Rip and Fin and Lollipop, and Snow is still in play on the other side of the map right now for Top Gun. Top Gun is holding his own right now and has a really large advantage on Kamikaze, being up 400 points basically. Kamikaze though is going to get spawn control here and has cards on Top Gun's side of the field. Top Gun has to play defense, but Kamikaze is struggling to get the eliminations here on Rip and Fin. That is not a good situation. It's taking too long. Snow is still in play back here, and he's going to go. Oh, he misses the home run swing. That is not good. Snow does do good tower damage. He has to clean up, but thankfully he's at low health for Kamikaze, and Kamikaze does get cleaned up. He now gets to go on the offensive side. The gap has closed, guys. We are within. Kamikaze now has an advantage. He's up by 200. Sorry, up by 100. Up by 200. Kamikaze is going to take the win for the Fallen, putting them in 3rd place in our Volume 4 FRAG tournament. Congratulations to the Fallen on your 3rd place finish. Here we go, guys. The moment you've been waiting for. Who will be first and who will be the second place team for FRAG Pro Shooter Volume 4 official tournament. Here we are going to have Laza versus Vernand. We're going to be on board with Vernand to start it out, and this match is going to be very interesting. You're going to notice some special events that are going on. As we know, there are tons of new game modes coming to the new season of FRAG, and that's what we're going to see here. It looks like right now they're pretty evenly matched. Both are trying to figure it out, but it does look like Vernand is going to get his Oscar over to Laza's side of the field, and that's going to be a tough character to get on. As you can clearly see, well over 2,000 health on that Oscar on Laza's side of the field. It looks like Marco Polo is going to be the primary defender here. Both lineups are going to be almost the same from these two people. But once again, Oscar's still sitting over there. Laza has not eliminated the Oscar yet. That is not a good situation for it. And a quick alt pop will create space for the Oscar. Now Marco Polo back here trying to deal with the surf shark of death. In this particular game mode, you may notice the shark gets his surfboard and it causes big damage. It does look like he does go down though to the Marco Polo meatball of Vernand, and it looks like Oscar's still over here just farming up these towers real quick, and there's the ultimate ability, going to create space for the Oscar again. Great play by Vernand here, giving him a comfortable 400-point lead, but you can't take your foot off the gas. You are facing Laza, one of the best players in the game right now. And so right now you sneak up to Marco Polo, get the health pack so he stays in play longer. Excellent decision making here again by Vernand. Laza meanwhile sneaks up with the lollipop, but he's got to get this Oscar off the field. He's seen what his own Oscar is doing to Laza's side of the field. He doesn't want Laza's Oscar on his side of the field. Lollipop in play, but that was a little late on the switch for Vernand. He's probably, yep, there it goes. Laza does make him pay for the late switch, but Vernand is still in the lead by almost 400 points. The frisbee, the ball of doom from Quetzal does hit Laza, causing Lollipop, and a quick rotation back to Marco Polo to clean up the surf shark of death, and he's back on the attack. Now, never mind, he's back on the reset. He's back on Marco Polo, who has 190 health. That is not good, but that meatball is devastating. He's got to stay alive long enough to get the rip and pin off the field to maintain his lead. And that's exactly what he did. He's now up only 190 points on Laza as the next big point section is coming. He does make the switch. Laza does end up off the map there thanks to the Suki knockback from her primary fire. He's got to get those cards off the field here. He does have a 200-point lead. He can either play for frags or he can push towers there, and it does look like his decision has been made here with the lollipop to push up and try and get mid control. Meanwhile, getting the Oscar once again onto Laza's side of the field. Laza cannot let this Oscar just sit here and drain his towers, but he also has an Oscar on his side, but Marco Polo is on respawn here, and he does hit the huge meatball. This game is going to be close, and it does look like Vernand takes game number 1 for Heroes of Mighty Garuda. Let's get into game number 2, and let's see if Laza can tie it up. Here we go with game number 2. Vernand is up 1-0 for Heroes of Mighty Garuda. And right now, Laza, though, is looking to make the comeback. He gets the crystal, guys. We're going to see a fireworks event here. And this is basically unlimited ultimate abilities. So what you're going to see here is constant splashes from the crystal, creating the massive 200 points of money hot damage. But as you will notice, it looks like Vernand is doing the exact same thing. So this is going to be a battle. And the sombrero bomb takes out Laza's crystal. That is a tough smash, but looks like Frankenstein is in play. That is a card that can do a lot of damage. He does get the sombrero pickup, but then falls to the Marco Polo. Actually, no, Crystal got him. And now Crystal's in play for Vernand. Laza has to make the play here to get the crystal out of position. He does get the knockback there, allowing him to get health packs, getting the quick switch back on his own crystal, and we're going to get some splash action again from Laza with the crystal. This is a great situation right now. They are both very neutrally based right now with both crystals in play. These are going to be the primaries due to that amount of damage that splash does. Laza has now pushed his crystal through the tower, now falls back on defense. Excellent switch there from Laza as he goes back to defend his tower. Now he's going to make another quick aggressive switch here. Back on Marco, going to play a little defense, hoping his 2 tanks of Frankenstein and Hannibal can make it through without being fragged by the crystal. Crystal does change direction here and goes after the Marco Polo. This is going to allow Frankenstein to get through it with Hannibal. That is not a great thing. He probably should have splashed the 2 tanks, but he did get Laza off the field, I suppose, with that card, but he does get the frag and the switch from Hannibal. to Hannibal there to get more damage, and now it's back to a splash battle. Laza is only down by 9 points, so will he make it? I hope so. I'd love to see a game number 3 between these two excellent players. Keep in mind, guys, these are all new events for these two, so they are learning how to play in these events, and that is what you are seeing here right now. Laza right now is on the tower, but Fernand is ahead of him, and he's got to play defense. Marco Polo is on respawn. He should get these two cleanups of the Pumpkin Pete and the Dan, hopefully for Laza, but Dan is tough due to the ability to constantly use his health. Cypher in play, get that crystal out of there. Cypher is the perfect counter for this. Laza does pick it up here, but he is down by 300. It is going to be a big play here. He does have a split push now with Frankenstein and Hannibal, so he's going to get at least one tower here, and if he's fortunate, he's going to get 2 towers, which would be awesome for him in that particular situation. He does get the one. He did not get the second one, but Cypher is in position here to cause damage. Sombrero will be taken out of play, so no more mines coming. Here comes the bunny hop extravaganza again with the crystal. Get rid of the sombrero mines. He gets out with no damage. He was quick enough on the switch. He's now got the second tower, and he's now got the ability to push up top to get the main tower. He's going to get a couple shots here, and he's going to do the exact thing he should then create staggering on Fernand. This fight is very winnable for Laza here. A quick switch back to defense to Marco Polo. He's going to get the cleanup here on the Pete and the Dan here. He hits the meatball, and he does. It is now, guys, a 20-point game, and here comes another pick. Laza is now in the lead. He only needs one more elimination, and here comes Fernand getting the crystal back. He missed the rotation with Marco. He has to hit it. He misses. He's, quick switch to crystal. This is going to be the game. He gets the splash, and he gets crystal elimination. Laza takes game number 2. We are tied at 1-1. Who will be the champion? Game number 3 coming at you next. Game number 3, guys, Fernand versus Laza. This will determine who is our overall champion of the FRAG Volume 4 launch tournament. Laza and Fernand tied at 1-1. Looks like we're going to hop over with Fernand here, who is going to use the Pumpkin Pete ultimate ability here to get regen and damage to Laza, trying to get this crystal out of play. Crystal versus crystal is a problem, and he knows it. Pete is actually a sneaky good counter pick here due to the health regen and the ability usage, the ability to move freely. Dan is on tower here, so if he plays some defense, he will get the Laza picks here. But right now, he is falling behind. Laza is in the lead right now by 500 points, and Fernand has lost the tower. That is not good against a player like Laza. He now has to play makeup. He does get the double frag there, which does help it, but he has nobody on offense. Crystal is in play for both sides here, so he has to play it smart. Good movement of the Marco to get him out of range of Laza's crystal, and now goes to a crystal of his own. We're about to have a bunny hop stomp action. He misses the charge. That is huge, and now what you're going to see, guys, is that the AI is going to have a problem keeping the crystals generated with fireworks, because it's going to be a splash party between these two, and it's going to come down to whoever gets the kill and or change direction and keep the other team on respawn. And the Cypher hack comes through. That is huge for Laza. Pete, though, is in position here to cause problems. He does get the Cypher frag in return, and now is going to go for the Frankenstein and Hannibal. This is a good card, actually, for us. It does do good work. Marco does go down due to Laza here, or the Frankenstein, but Pete is still in position here and does do enough damage to cause problems for these cards. It looks like Crystal just saved herself to the side there with Laza, but once again, Fernand using the ultimate ability of Pumpkin Pete correctly here to keep Laza at bay. Laza has to stay in the air and cannot risk getting caught in there or in a Cypher hack. So once again, Pumpkin Pete cleans it up. Tower is still alive. That is huge. We have 2 crystals in play. Let's get the bunny hop action going again. Splash down on that. Here it comes. Another tower goes down. Right now, Fernand has no towers left and is down 400 points to Laza. We're going to be really tight here, guys, but this is very winnable with double time, and that is a huge knock there for Fernand, actually. And with the health not being in double time yet, he is able to sit back and wait for respawn. Here comes the Marco Polo, and that's exactly where he is going to go. Marco Polo is in position here to play a little defense, and we're about to make ourselves a game, guys, because you know what time it is. It all comes down to this. It is double time, guys. Who's going to get through and who's going to be stuck behind? Cypher does fall. First pick in the comeback possibly for Fernand. Looks like Crystal does get a full health pack. This is going to allow her to do the bunny hop of death. Double time. Here we go. The winner. This determines it all, guys. It looks like they are going to get the frag on the Hannibal and the frag on the Frankenstein. And the tower goes down to Sombrero Mobs. We have a match, guys. 130-point difference right now. Crystal does rotate up, get some free tower damage. It is one-on-one. It is a race. Who is going to take this? It's too close to call. He does make the occasional switch and gets the pick and gets the win. Heroes of Mighty Garuda are our first place champions. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to Rise of Gods as well for taking second place, and the Fallen for coming in third. Y'all played magnificently. Let them know in the comments down below that you enjoyed this, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the FRAG Pro Shooter official channel so that you can get updated on future tournaments, events, and updates. We will see you legends next time. Bye-bye.